everyone, I'm Kelsie and welcome back to my channel, Connecting with Spirit. So in today's video, I am going to be talking about synchronicities, what they are. I'm going to be giving you a few examples and basically just talking about everything you need to know about synchronicities. So what are synchronicities? So synchronicities are like guidance from spirit. They can also be confirmation from spirit. They can be like hint, hint, nudge, nudge from spirit to say that you're on the right path, or maybe this is a good thing for you to do. It can kind of be like a redirection onto your path as well. It's very hard to describe synchronicities without giving you an example. It could be like repeated messages as well. So let me give you an example. So for me, synchronicities always seem to come in when I'm doing healing work, and the timing is just unreal. Like, it really just solidifies for me that there is some divine presence, there's some divine force that's orchestrating things, because the timing of the synchronicities is just too exact for it not to be. So just as a little example, I was on the bus a while ago, and I'm usually listening to music when I'm on the bus, and at this time the bus driver had the radio on, and it was, I think, in between my songs or whatever, there was a bit of a lull and I could hear the radio, and something came on the radio and it was just about like a podcast or something like that, something to do with crime. I don't even know what the podcast was, but I just remember I noticed it about a podcast, and I didn't think anything of it. And then my day continued on, and I was here in the park again, and I think it might have been recording videos or whatever I was doing, usually a healing on myself or something like that. And this guy walked by talking on his phone, and it was actually really loud, and I heard really clearly, he said, everyone and their mother is doing a podcast now. And I got this weird feeling, which usually accompanies like synchronicities, in that I knew it was a message for me, and I checked into myself and I was like, oh, because that's the second time I've heard about a podcast. Is the spirit or the universe trying to tell me something? So I checked in, and of course it was a message, and it was about a podcast. And I had been thinking about, like, what's the next step for me to take and all the rest of it. So this was a synchronicity for me, a message, guidance from spirit to say, maybe this would be a good idea for you on your path. So yeah, that's just what a synchronicity is. It's kind of like a repeated message. So sometimes you might not be paying attention. At least I certainly, it has taken me a while to build up this skill, which is awareness and paying attention to the messages. So if you're not paying attention, that same message will continue to show up repeatedly, sometimes for weeks, until you do get the message. So you're not going to miss synchronicities. Do not worry, because spirit is very patient and they are very determined to get the message to you in any way, shape or form. So if you don't get it straight away, they will continue until you do get the message. So another example of a synchronicity was when I was reviewing one of my meditations. Actually, it's a free one. I'll link it. It is linked down in the description box. I was listening to that meditation about connecting in with your spirit guides. I was just listening to review it. And then I was scrolling through social media, and I saw this post from my friend, and I think it was like a pick a card post or something like that. And the card that I ended up picking was it had a few different messages on it, but the one that jumped out for me was about meeting a new spirit guide. And I thought it was interesting because I had just been listening to my own meditation about meeting a spirit guide. And then, of course, I did a meditation for myself and just connecting in. And of course, there was a new spirit guide who wanted to meet me. So this is again another example of synchronicities where the message just continues. It's like a repeated pattern. Some guidance basically to let you know what the story is, or synchronicities can also kind of predict the future or herald in an event that's going to come to pass, or as I said, it's like direction on your path, it's guidance or confirmation. It can be a lot of things, but really synchronicities, it's kind of like the same message over and over and over again until you acknowledge it, really. So yeah, that's pretty much it about synchronicities. The other thing is to say, like, is when you get them, do check in with yourself to see if it is correct, if you're on the right track. You'll know because you'll feel it. There's generally this feeling that accompanies any synchronicities, and it rings true, it resonates, if that makes sense to you. But yeah, you will most definitely feel it if it's a synchronicity and it's coming from spirit, the universe, your guides, whatever it might be. So yeah, that's pretty much it about synchronicities. I hope you found this video helpful and informative. Please do let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and until next time, take care. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye bye.